Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gym here on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. Home court to the St. Thomas Tommies basketball programs. We are at the 12th annual Ken Gould Invitational preseason tournament here for ACAA teams in town. This is day 3, game 2. Men's action, the final game of the tournament for these two schools. It is the Mount St. Vincent University Mystics in the Columbia blue with the navy blue trim. Be the home team today. And the Holland College Hurricanes in the, I'll call it a deep crimson red. I'm not exactly sure what the color is at Holland College. I should know that, having spent 10 years on the island, what their official color is. I'm going to call it crimson and gray. Crimson and white. We'll get the Holland College starters first. Hurricanes 0-2 in this tournament. Really trouble scoring the ball from a Holland College perspective, but big time turnover in the program this year. They're a little bit behind. They will be better unquestionably. Ambrose Johnson, I know he had a bit of a ankle twist on the Friday night game played yesterday. Let's see if he's good to go. He's likely the first starter at number 1. Here he is, Ambrose Johnson out of Converse, Texas, 6'4" shooting guard at Portland Community College. 3 is Michael Surer out of Calgary, Alberta, and Leo Hayes High here in Fredericton. 4 is Darius King Henry. 13, Bryce Corliss. And 14, D'Angelo Woodside. So we see a little shift in the starting lineup. Instead of number 9, Nick Mills, it's the extra ball handler, Darius King Henry. First-year point guard number 4 in the lineup here for the Hurricanes. Starters for the Mystics. Pick those up for you as well as they're being introduced here. 5 is Isaac Matheson. 6 is Chase Tynes. 13 is Sam Gillett. 7 is Jaden Smith. What a game he had here yesterday. Shot the lights out for a while. And 24 is going to be Jackson Smith. Set to go for the tip. I'm going to get Woodside and Chase Tynes. Tynes, 6'5" guard out of Bedford, Auburn Drive, and University of Ottawa. Tynes, 4 points, 3.5 rebounds, 23 games, 13 minutes with the GG program. And there is a rebound off to Ambrose Johnson. Played 12 seconds. Interesting change here in the backcourt for the Hurricanes with the extra ball handler. That has been sort of top of scoring the Achilles heel here, has been ball handling against pressure, and that's going to be tough with 2 rookies in this league in Surer and Darius King Henry, so it's interesting to see them both together. I think that will help some, and I do expect we're going to see a lot of pressure from MSVU today. That's Corliss. He's a big-time scorer. Being inside the post for Woodside. He's tough in there. Usually has the ball in his hands a lot, as in for a long time in the post. Patient post player. May make him susceptible to some double teams after the catch for Woodside. We'll see if teams take advantage of that. I always find Woodside's free throw shooting interesting. He's about 1.5 to 2 feet back from the actual line. So he's more like 17 feet instead of 15 on the shot. Just more comfortable there, apparently. I always thought closer was better and easier. And maybe because that meant it was easier to chase the rebound for me. Look inside. That's Jackson Smith. Chase Tynes with the little celebration of the pass there. 2-2, we played a minute. Ambrose Johnson, Michael Surer. Bryce Corliss, front rim. That's Corliss again. This will be a good check for Corliss. 3 games in 3 days. Coming off, a couple years away where he hasn't played. See how the legs are for Corliss. Not able to finish there is Chase Tynes. Rebound, Darius King-Henry on the run for Ambrose Johnson, who scores 2. Isaac Matheson against Bryce Corliss. Matheson scores, and it's 4-4. No real pressure yet from MSVU, sort of picking up half three-quarter court. Man-to-man. Matheson and Surer. Good defense by Matheson. See Coach Hickey arriving. Going to start the canteen up here very shortly. Fans, if you are coming in for the Stew games here this afternoon, one, get yourself the season passes for the Tommies. It's going to give you 15% off food at the Rogue First Drink Happy Hour pricing, 50% off food at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Thanks to have those on board. But bring a little extra money for that canteen. Lots of great treats here. That's not a usual thing. Maybe it will become a usual thing for the Tommies. Have the canteen in action. Mars Wrigley Canada, some absolute dandy chocolate bars there from them available. Cotton candy, popcorn, Gatorade, water. Lots of things that you want, particularly if you're a youngster here at the game. Yourself a little treat, stay entertained, and it's great to see the Fusion program associated with the Tommies this year. And it's sort of a mutual support situation with that. Nice score there by Jaden Smith. He'll go to the line as I'm giving you the menu in the canteen. There's great play happening on the floor. Make from the free throw line, and it's the Mystics up 3. Now we see a little bit of pressure. Little zone press. Shot taken, rebound for Tynes. Ahead for Matheson. Matheson, aggressive move. Fouled by Ambrose Johnson. Officiating crew, I believe this is a crew out of the Port City. It'll be a strong crew. Going to shoot 2. Little discussions happening here with the players and officials on why that was a foul. Isaac Matheson on the line, 70% free throw shooter, about 10 points a game and 3.5 boards along with 2 assists for the Mystics last season. Misses both. Johnson on the drive, blocked by Tynes into the hands of Smith. Ahead for Matheson. Matheson against Corliss. Nice defense. Bryce Corliss. That's going to be out of bounds off Gillett. Gillett, 6'8" forward out of Bedford, his second year. 32 games with SMU over 2 seasons, so that must make it his 3rd season of eligibility. Must have a little typo there in my notes. Happens. I think I was half asleep when I filled out the Mystics roster here that I use in my format. Little shake and bake from Surer. Inside Woodside. That's a quick move by Woodside. Matheson and Gillett can't connect. Chase Tynes with some words for his teammates. First time I think I've seen Tynes in action. Certainly is a athletic, talented player. Seems to be vocal on the court as well with his teammates. Told Chase is a brother to Kellen Tynes, Defensive Player of the Year in, I think it's the America East or Atlantic East Conference, the Maine Black Bears. First time the Black Bears have had a Defensive Player of the Year last season for Tynes. Certainly a athletic, gifted player is Kellen. Through the Ross A. Netherwood program, I believe, is Kellen Tynes. Of course, a couple weeks ago, was privileged to be calling the Milner tournament there with the fine folks from Maritime Athletic Profiles. A lot of fun there with 8 teams from 4 different levels, really, RNS and high school, CJEP, ACAA, and U Sport. Fun tournament, and a neat place is Ross A. Netherwood. Into the post for Woodside. Looking for Ambrose Johnson, taken away though by Jaden Smith. Now Jackson Smith on the run out and score. Sir and King Henry play a little catch in the backcourt. That's Darius King Henry. Johnson, Sir, Corliss from 15 in the elbow. Left that one a little short. They say they'll have to watch Corliss today in the legs. Be a real test from him. As Ambrose Johnson with the steal and score, and that's timeout. Coach De Palma and the Mystics. Again, you look at the coaching around this ACAA, and it's just phenomenal. A couple coaches here in Kendrick and De Palma. Really, really strong. And then with the men's side coming up in the last game, Hickey and Chapman. Coach Hickey, the reigning coach of the year here. But yeah, you look at the coaches here, just great. It's a really, really, really strong league. I think underrated overall. And of course, when it comes to nationals, your league's underrated. You get maybe a lower seed than you should have, and that means you're facing an uphill battle as a conference consistently. There are so many good teams and strong level of competition here. And maybe if you deserve to be like a 4 seed going in and you get instead a 7 or 8, you're against one of the best teams in the country and you have to deal with that right away, or you're relegated. Adam Callahan, number 4, in for the Mystics. So it's Jaden Smith, Adam Callahan, Jackson Smith, Sam Gillett, and Chase Tynes for your Mystics. There's Callahan with the ball out of Cape Breton. Shout out to the folks watching the Cape. Good take there, Chase Tynes. Woodside meets him. Woodside's going to get the foul that time. Yeah, Woodside, yeah, your arms weren't straight up. You had to swipe down with the arms. I think you knew it that time. This will be Nate Johnson checking in for the Hurricanes. Coming out will be Ambrose Johnson. Chase Tynes makes the second from the line. Oh, Woodside wanted the ball there. He had the low position. Instead, it's Corliss. Deep shot. Back rim that time. Johnson delivers a long 2. 12-11 Hurricanes. Said off the top, we're expecting this to be a pretty good battle here as the teams made some adjustments this weekend. Gillett answers with a long 2. 13-12 Mystics. We haven't seen a lot of pressure yet from the Mystics. One thing we have seen is the Hurricanes with a little bit of a struggle to find consistent scoring all weekend long. I do expect that will improve. Certainly some talent on the roster here. King Henry rises and nails a shot for 2. There's King Henry on the steal. For D'Angelo Woodside, the big fella leading the break. Chase Tynes. They've had some contact there below the belt, I'll say. Callahan with a nice looking release. Can't find the twine. It's rebound off to the Hurricanes as they lead by 3. Let's see if a lead gives the Canes some confidence. And there it is, taken away by Jaden Smith. He scores 2. Surer met by Callahan. Gillett jumps in on Johnson, knocks it out of bounds. $20 on the shot clock as we inbound for Ryan McKinnon, number 8. King Henry inside for Woodside. Woodside spin move. Not sure he saw the rim before he let that one go. Tynes behind the back pass for Smith. Left it short. That'd have been a pretty one to finish. Woodside for Johnson. There is Woodside with the step. Saw the bucket that time. That's a better looking release. There he is inside working the offensive glass for 2 points. D'Angelo Woodside uses the big body, the 6'6" center out of Nassau, Bahamas, to the Hurricanes via Mount A, CBU, and Nate. D'Angelo Woodside has been seeing the country here in Canada. Be out of bounds off of the Mystics. Coach Kendrick sets in front of the official there in order to call the play. Oh, that's a push on Adam Callahan. I was watching a cutter, didn't see that one at all. Official right there, so we'll take his word for it. King Henry over Jaden Smith. Darius King Henry's come to play today. A little bit of life after being injected into the starting lineup. 6-point lead. I think that's the biggest we've seen the Hurricanes lead all weekend long. That's going to be a travel on Callahan. Now Coach DePalma. A little discussion with the official. And a sub coming here for MSVU. Taking in is going to be number 23, Micah Anderson. Anderson, the 5'10" guard out of Hammonds Plains, Nova Scotia. And the CP Allen Cheetahs. Anderson's going to check King Henry. That's Woodside from the elbow for Johnson. Johnson to Ambrose Johnson. Three on the shot clock. .6 in the first quarter inside. Ambrose Johnson. Blocked. That's going to be no rim. Shot clock violation. 47-3 now on the game clock. Six-point Hurricane lead. Keegan Fearon has checked in, number 20. 14 is Sam Gilmore. That's Micah Anderson in the corner. Quick feet there from Anderson for Fearon. He lets one fly and gets his own rebound. Back outside, they reset. Corner kick for Gilmore. That's no good. A couple players tied up in the rebounding action. It's going to be Ryan McKinnon. Had the offensive player trapped or hooked on the rebound, if you will. Arms back behind him. Pines looking for post position. He gets the catch. Let's see if he can operate here. It's going to be an offensive foul with the elbow on Chase Tynes. A little smile there with the official. Hurricanes ball, 6-point lead, 13 seconds in Q1. King Henry uses the Woodside screen for Ambrose Johnson. He scores two as the buzzer sounds. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. It's the first time the Hurricanes have held a lead after a quarter all weekend long. It's going to be 23-15 in favor of HC. Maybe their best scoring quarter all weekend as well. Let's see if I can do that quickly. And looking in my head here, yeah, that's the most they put up in a quarter all weekend long. 10, 8, 11, and 19 on Friday. And 7, 18, 16, and 13 yesterday. So 23, their highest scoring quarter output of the weekend for the Hurricanes. They're getting on track here. You knew they would. You knew that they're going to find a way to put the ball in the basket. And again, we'll see if the Mystics bring a little pressure on the backcourt. And I like the adjustment that Coach Kendrick made today with the change in the starting lineup. Goes a little bit smaller, but he inserts King Henry to help Michael Surer with the ball handling duties just in case the pressure comes. And King Henry has responded. Take a break here for the last minute of the time between quarters. And I'll be back with Q2. Referee Danny Patterson set to put the ball in play. It will be the Hurricanes' ball to start quarter two. Hurricanes send out number 9 is Nick Mills. 4, Darius King Henry. 8 is Ryan McKinnon. And there is Ambrose Johnson and Nate Johnson. McKinnon, Johnson, King Henry, Mills. Kick outside to the corner, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. That shot had to go up from Nate Johnson, the first-year guard out of Hansport, Nova Scotia. 22 Canada Games player for Nova Scotia. Callahan with the ball with Fearon, Gilmore, Jackson Smith, and Micah Anderson. That's going to be a foul on the Hurricanes. On the grab on Gilmore. That'll be the first team foul of the quarter. It's going to be on the side foul. Called on number 6. That's Nate Johnson. Bryce Corliss will sub in. It's going to be for Ambrose Johnson. Callahan finds space. Oh, pretty little move by Adam Callahan. Couldn't get the shot to drop. So he'll get back on track. One of the great shooters here in the ACA is Callahan. There's one of the great scorers, or potential great scorers, in Corliss. Callahan on the rebound, ahead for Anderson. Anderson, fancy layup, but it doesn't go for Micah Anderson. Rebound to Nick Mills. And Micah Anderson's going to pick up a foul. Anderson went righty lay in on the left side. I always like to see the lefty lay in on the left side. Again, tough catch, and he tried to finish it. Corliss for King Henry. He's had a good start to this one, and it continues. Oh no, thought that one was through. Sometimes the angles he'll fool me. It's out of bounds off McKinnon. That one missed by so much it looked like it went through the rim to me. Sorry, Darius was trying to give you 2 points that you didn't earn there. Sure, you take them though. My word was allowed. Corliss on the drive. Back into the post by Fearon, and that one rolls in for the 6'7" Keegan Fearon. Keegan out of Bedford. That'll get D'Angelo Woodside off the bench for the Hurricanes. Woodside. Don't think he'll take offense to me calling him a big body. He's a strong lad in the post. Much like myself, he brings some width to the position. Subs push back to the table. Now they're allowed in. I think we've got 3 here for the Hurricanes. Woodside, Casimir, and Surer check in. They're going to join Corliss and Mills on the court for Holland College. And I'll reset the Mystics lineup when we go to the offensive end. There is Woodside against Fearon. Outside Casimir. Casimir, a lot of dribble to go around the circle there. Sidestep Surer shot, no good. Nick Mills fights for the rebound out of bounds. On the court for the Mystics is Smith squared, Micah Anderson, Sam Gilmore, and Keegan Fearon. That's Jaden Smith. Keegan Fearon off the tip. Jaden Smith there, rebound Bryce Corliss. Hurricanes up 3 here. Or pardon me, up 6. Only 2 points of the quarter have gone to MSVU. We played 3.5 minutes. Corliss from way deep. Fearon on the rebound. Going to reach in foul on Michael Surer. I think that's Surer's first. Second team foul of the quarter. Yes, first on Surer. Team fouls 2-2. Put back by Jackson Smith. He's not been a primary scorer here like he can be, Jackson Smith, this weekend. Look for him at some point this season to really break out with a monster game. There is Woodside. Pulls his way to the basket for 2. When you're 6'6" and as strong as Woodside, you can do that. That was a miss. That time by Gillett, who's back into the game. Casimir fouled. I think that's going to go on. See who that goes on. Going to go on Jaden Smith, I think. Casimir to the line, the first on Smith, third on the team. Darrell Casimir out of North Preston and Dartmouth. Second year of eligibility. I think he was with Champlain College. There is Jackson Smith, showing off the scoring touch. If he gets hot, he can be a handful, and there he is with a deflection. Off for Isaac Matheson, Jackson Smith, Isaac Matheson. Here we see the pressure and the speed turning up a little bit for the Mystics. Casimir, Nick Mills now on the outside. Woodside looking to track that down, but ends up in the hands of Michael Surer. Woodside screens, rolls, Corliss release. Corliss front rim. Bryce Corliss not having a great shooting day here, as I say. It's a good test for him and his, physical stamina, if you will. Third game in 3 days after being away from the program for a year or two at the very least. Not playing at this competitive level. Sure, it will be helpful in the long run for him to fire it up 3 days in a row here. Woodside with a rejection, but the body first. Going to be at least a second on D'Angelo. Darius King Henry's going to check into the game. I think we've got a timeout here called first. Momentum shifting just a little bit to the Mystics. Take a little break here through this timeout. Looks like the canteen is open here, so if you're coming down, don't forget those few extra bucks. Mars Wrigley Canada. Treats, popcorn, cotton candy, water, Gatorade. Tommy's would certainly appreciate your support there, as they do in attendance. If you can't get down, we'll have all the games here for you. Be right back out of the timeout. Set out of the timeout. Jaden Smith on the line. Jaden Smith, fourth year of eligibility out of Beachville, Citadel High School, and St. Francis Xavier University. We'll time in Andy Ganesh for Jaden Smith. What a program that is there. X didn't win the Nationals last year, but might have been the best team in the country. Tough to say that when you don't ultimately end up with the championship in the end. Oh, Woodside might have got away with a travel there. Coach DePalma thought so too. King Henry calls out some offense. And knocking it down, Tyrell Casimir. 29-24, Holland. Tynes. Matheson, 18-footer. No good, Chase Tynes on the tip. Rebound, Bryce Corliss. Off for Darius King-Henry. King-Henry for 3. Oh, the release looked good, and there's Woodside collecting a carom and scoring 2 points. Jackson Smith. Give him at least 6 here in the quarter for Jackson. Bryce Corliss, long distance release. That one doesn't go down for Corliss either. Big forward pass for Tynes is just a little too far from Jackson Smith. I don't think Coach Sapama minds that attempt at all, though. Holland will inbound. Checking in now for Holland College is going to be number 15. That's Owen Parsons. 6'9" forward out of Hebbville, Nova Scotia, in Parkview Educational Center. He was on the roster with Cadia Axman last year. No games played. Axman had him listed at 6'6" in the research that I did. So listed at 6'9" here. The truth may be somewhere in the middle. Or a little difference in the measuring tapes from the Valley and the Island. Or maybe he's still growing. Nice take and finish there by Sam Gillett. He'll go to the line. Chance to convert the traditional three-point play. Foul goes on 15. That is Parsons. Gillett can't make it, and it is Bryce Corliss. There's the steal from Matheson. Gillett makes it a 2-point game. Wow, he was up in the air a long ways for that finish. He was shooting down on the bucket that time was Gillett. Ahead, Corliss. Backs it out for Johnson. King-Henry. Casimir. Casimir stops, releases from 14 feet. Nice looking soft shot there from Tyrell Casimir. Corner for Callahan. Callahan on the drive and finish. Nice lefty lay-in for Adam Callahan. Teams seem to have found their footing here in the last couple minutes on the scoring front. We wind under a minute and a half to go first half. Ambrose Johnson attacks. That's going to be out of bounds off of Gillett. Timeout, Hurricanes. 1:19 to go here in Q2. I'll be back after the timeout. So D'Angelo Woodside's going to sub into this game. Hurricanes ball, 9 on the shot clock, 1:19 game clock as Casimir inbounds for King Henry, guarded by Callahan. Outside Ambrose Johnson. Casimir on the cut, Woodside post, now 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Woodside's not going to get a shot off. He looks over his shoulder. Going to be better situational awareness, and there is Gillett for the slam. Finish and the lead. I'm going to say this because it's true. That's Woodside's man on defense. Now he's going to look to make that up. He's got low block position, didn't get the ball that time. Crosses over this side, still no ball. Corliss. Ambrose Johnson draws a foul. Big swing there from Chase Tynes, looking for the swat. I think the foul goes on Gillett, 13. Will send Ambrose to the line. His team now down 1. Hurricanes had 23 after the first, only 10 points this quarter thus far. Just under 43 seconds to go. Owen Parsons will check in. Next opportunity is probably for D'Angelo Woodside. Protect from getting another foul would be my guess on Woodside. It is D'Angelo Woodside coming out. Also checking in is going to be Ryan McKinnon for Ambrose Johnson. And there must be another sub as well. Sure what we're blowing this one dead for here. And the players coming from all right, Mystics will inbound. I think the issue was that there were 3 subs. Number of players going off for the Hurricanes. Nice take and finish there by Isaac Matheson. 2-point lead. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Hurricanes are down with the ball. Darius King Henry against Isaac Matheson. King Henry deals, shoots. That one doesn't go through, but it's tipped in by Owen Parsons. That's a nice tip from Parsons. Ties us up at 36. Mystics can play for the final shot of the half. Chase Tynes shoots it early. That's going to be a long 2. It'll give the Hurricanes a chance to get one up here. King Henry with a long launch. And there's still going to be .2 left on the game clock. Had a lot more time left than he thought there. This has got to be, I think, a tip, so it's going to have to be a long one or just an inbound and let the clock run out. Halftime, we're tied at 36. Final game of the tournament for both these teams. So that is a 21-13 quarter for MSVU. It was 23-15 Holland after 1. One back in about 15 minutes. I'll have action from second half. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage of the Ken Gould Invitational on Tommy's TV on YouTube. What a great little tournament this is for preseason action. A lot of fun to be here. Hope you're having fun at home. See you in 15. Fans, welcome back to the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium here inside the lower gates of the University of New Brunswick. Home to the St. Thomas Tommy men and women basketball teams. They are hosting this weekend the 12th annual Ken Gould Invitational Tournament. Preseason action here for ACAA schools. This is a men's game featuring the Holland Hurricanes and the Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. Said when we went to half, the score was 36-36. Looked up a couple minutes into halftime, and the score is 38-36 in favor of MSVU. So that makes it a 23-point second quarter for MSVU. There must have been just points late going up on the board that I didn't catch. So that's how we start this half. And there is MSVU with the triple. That is Chase Tynes who delivers there. Chase Tynes is just full of sellies here. Had a little binocular celebration for a nice pass he made in there. An interesting selly on the made three. And a little flex as he goes up the court. Chase Tynes, fun player to watch. For this one, for the Mystics, they start Tynes, Gillett, Smith, and Matheson. So the starting five. And that is Jaden Smith attacking the tin for two. And for the Hurricanes, once again, the rookie backcourt of Surr and Darius King-Henry. That's Michael Surr there on the catch with Bryce Corliss, D'Angelo Woodside, and that man right there, Ambrose Johnson. I was expecting a foul call. I wasn't watching the official. I think we have a turnover of some sort there. Coach Kendrick says, what was the call? I was waiting for someone to come over to the table so I could see from my privileged perch here in the gym affectionately known as the pit what the call was. Now we're going back the other way with King-Henry. Sure, that one's out of bounds off the stanchion support. D'Angelo Woodside gets the explanation from Danny Patterson. Isaac Matheson baseline against Corliss. Gillett leaves the three short. So it's a quick 5-0 run here to start the quarter for the Mystics. Let's see if the Hurricanes can break that this trip up the court with Ambrose Johnson. Darius King-Henry. There is Surr on the drive kick deflected. I think that was Tynes that got a hand on it. Into the hands of Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith, a little fake and sidestep, and a quick 7-0 run. Turns a 2-point lead into a 9-point lead, and it's timeout Hurricanes. Said the Hurricanes assistant coach Lonnie States at halftime, said you fellas are looking better today. Looks like you've made some adjustments. Here they give up a 7-0 run to start the half. Didn't see that. Certainly didn't have the Hurricanes with trouble scoring as they had the first two games on my bingo card for the weekend. You always think that no matter how much turnover they have, and massive turnover for the Canes this year, they're young. They lost literally 100-plus points out of their roster from last year to this season in the change. Now, if you think about that, it means they averaged even more than that. They only bring back 2.5 points, I think. Something like that from the team last year, but you average over 100 and you lose 100 of that, you've got a lot of offense to make up. Still expect that the Hurricanes will be able to put the ball in the bucket. It's been a bit of a challenge here, but Coach Kendrick said he was been quite ill for a few weeks, and as a result they're a bit behind where he would like them to be, but they'll catch up, and I have no doubt they'll catch up. And as I say, I thought they've caught up over the last couple days here, facing some competition, and we're looking a little better today. I like the adjustment with The two young but capable ball handlers in the backcourt. Now we see some pressure from the Mystics. Maybe Coach De Palma was holding the pressure until the second half. So then Coach Kendrick didn't necessarily have the full halftime to make the adjustment. Let's see if that happens. There's the strength of the Angelo Woodside coming to the forefront again. Jose Delo's been on a odyssey here through Canadian basketball. Started in the ACA at Mount A, then moved over to Cape Breton University in the U Sport, and out west to Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, otherwise known as NATE, and I think their team nickname is the Oogs, OOKS. I don't know what that is, but that's one of those ones I'm always curious about. And now back to the East Coast on the island with the Canes. All that for a young man out of Nassau, Bahamas. Good side on the catch, turn, shoot. And just to finish that thought, by all accounts, from what I hear of folks that know D'Angelo well, is he's very much the typical laid-back personality that you would associate with the Bahamas, and a generally good guy to hang out with. He finishes there. I think that's a little "you can't guard me" from Woodside. Is the gap now 5, 7 minutes to go here in the third. That's going to be the first foul on Jackson Smith, number 24. Woodside finishes the three-point play. 2 shots will get you 3 in that situation. Smith for Tynes. Tynes into the paint, put up the shot. Oh, and quick hands from Jaden Smith, had the steal. Then lost the handle out of bounds. Casimir on the take and bucket. And it's timeout. Mystics, what was 10 is now back to 2. Or pardon me, 9 is now back to 2. Coach Kendrick with some encouragement there to Tyrell Casimir. I'm going to take a break, reload on the Honeybee Lozenge, and I'll be back after the timeout. Mystics good to go out of the timeout. Now the Hurricanes are as well. Jaden Smith just loses the handle there. Casimir knocks it out of bounds, and Tyrell Casimir is pumped up. But the Hurricanes here, only down 2, can tie, and thus far in the game they've got not a lot of scoring, if any scoring contribution from Corliss so far. He's a guy you'd expect to light it up for them on most occasions. Balanced attack, Darius King Henry early. Woodside off and on as a scorer. Of course, Ambrose Johnson as well in this one. There's King Henry with a foul on Isaac Matheson. Hurricanes were looking for a double dribble, but the officials are telling Coach Kendrick that it was tipped. Therefore not. Matheson to the line. Matheson, another player out of CP Allen. So many good high school programs in the Halifax area. Sometimes I get a little jealous that I can't see all those schools go head to head in close proximity. Here we've got FHS and Leo Hayes, and that's a pretty good battle, but in the Halifax area, just so many high schools with great programs, and it'd be great to be able to see more of those, but alas, here in Fredericton, not the case. Still have fun watching other programs around too. Full St. Anne, burgeoning basketball power at the AA level. Devon Park Christian at the single A level here in town as well. And of course UNB and Stu, my winter home here. There's Corliss on the drive. He's going to draw a foul and get to the free throw line. That foul is going to go on Gillett, I believe, 13. Yes, 13. His third. Let's see what Coach DePalma elects to do here with Gillett if he leaves him in with 3 or pulls him out. So far, he's leaving him right there. Corliss can't get the free throw to drop. So Gillett staying in with 3. Let's see if this pays off for Coach DePalma. There's a conversion for a 3-point game, 1 possession. Mystics up 3. Tynes against King Henry. Corner kick. There's Gillett on the shot. Out of bounds off Corliss. Tough day thus far for Bryce. Been pretty good on the boards, but you have to think, though, if he finds the bottom of the bucket once, he could go off for 3 or 4 in a row. Miscue on the inbound from Jaden Smith. Communication lines between he and Isaac Matheson. Interrupted momentarily on that play. Leads to a turnover. Woodside with the catch. Triple team. Woodside fouled by Matheson. Woodside appears to be checking the forehead there for a leak. He's okay. And he got a scratch on the head there from Matheson. Casimir fouled by Chase Tynes. Big thank you to all those following along on Twitter and at home. As always, feel free to drop me a message. You can hit me up at Billsby, BILLSBY, BILLSBY on Twitter or X, whatever that branding is today, or shoot me an email as well. Easiest email address to give you is the podcast email, latescratches@outlook.com, latescratches@outlook.com. Always pleased to hear from anybody who's watching along. And if you want a preview of the Tommy men's and women's basketball, check out the Late Scratches episode 6 from this week. If you haven't already caught up to that, of course, you've been watching along all weekend. You've seen a couple games from the Tommy men and women already. Casimir, baseline catch outside Gillett. Into the post, Woodside. There's a nice move from Woodside, bouncing in. Oh, I think that was the too small move from Woodside. Saying you're too small to guard me in there. The little sullies at the sullies, and by sullies I mean celebrations that the players have here. A little interesting. Tynes and certainly Woodside. Expressive players, we'll put it that way. There is Jackson Smith, third-year forward out of Beachville, Nova Scotia, knocking that one in. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists a game last season for Smith. Very capable double-digit plus scorer for the Mystics. There's some pressure off the make. Maybe that'll be the pattern for MSVU. Pressure off makes here this second half. Ambrose Johnson, three-pointer, no good. That's going to be a foul on the rebound on Tyrell Casimir. Coach Kendrick was looking for a foul on the three-point shot on Ambrose Johnson. Little smile at that one from Jaden Smith. I think we had a warning there for Coach Kendrick. He got teed up very early in yesterday's game. I think we were only a minute and a half in. The official dropped one on him. I don't think anybody works the officials quite as well as Coach Kendrick does. He's been an entertaining figure in the league. My days coming here many years ago to watch UNB when they were the Red Raiders play in this gym. Always liked when Dave Nutbrown came to town. Nutbrown with the Acadia Axemen as the coach. Certainly, and Coach Kendrick reminds me by times of Dave Nutbrown. Maybe not quite as excitable as Nutbrown. For different times back then, though, I think. Tynes with a miss. Smith on the rebound. A little casual lay-in. Too casual. It doesn't go. Corliss with the Windex out one more time. Gives the board a wipe. And ahead to King Henry. Into the post for Woodside. Woodside kicks. Corner. Corliss. Jump shot is no good again for Bryce. There's Jackson Smith. Through the lane. Pretty move, Jackson Smith. Adam Callahan will check in at the next whistle. Ambrose Johnson to the bucket, and that's a swing from Chase Tynes that gives them in the end one. See how many fouls that is on Tynes. That's probably 3, I think. No, it's 4 on Tynes. So that's a big foul, and Coach DePalma, well, I'm sure we'll have a discussion there. Got 3 fouls. Don't be go swinging like that unless you're sure of the block. Johnson converts. Two-point game again, 2:45 to go in Q3. That could be a big foul on Tynes. Matheson, Callahan, slippery move. He's going to draw a foul on Nick Mills. D'Angelo Woodside, can't believe it, has a little laugh with Adam Callahan. Jaden Smith looking to get it going. Rebound, Nick Mills uses every bit of his 6'6" length. Pull that one in. Oh, that's going to be a block on Callahan. Team over the limit, so we're going to shoot. But Callahan had good defensive position there. We're going to see out of bounds on King Henry. Instead, the block. Again, that's a tough one for me to see. The handrail gets in my way here from my position on the upper deck. A privileged perch in the pit, as I like to call it. The pit, of course, here, if you look around the dim, you know why this place is nicknamed the Pit. Matheson tries the coast-to-coast move, rebound Nick Mills, and Callahan's going to pick up a foul on the rebound. We're going to walk the length of the court to shoot a couple more free throws. So we're at 1:28 now. The 2 o'clock game definitely will not get underway at 2 o'clock. Probably closer to 2:30 by the time we play another quarter here. Get a 20-minute warm-up in. Running behind here on the last day. Going to count that. That's a lane violation. Again, so no matter who violates, I believe is the rule. If the shot goes in, they blow the whistle every time the shot goes in, it counts. If the shot is missed and it's a violation on the defense, it's another shot. If it's a violation on the offense, the ball just goes to the offense. I guess the rule makes sense. It's just a little awkward in execution by time, so you'll see that a fair bit throughout the league, and seen it a good dozen times here probably this weekend, that whistle blown. So I'm guessing it's a point of emphasis for the officials. Haven't spoken to any of them about it. I will if I get the chance to see, hey, is that a point of emphasis this year? The line violation on free throws. Ambrose Johnson draws a foul. Checking in is Micah Anderson, 23 for MSVU. Callahan to the bench. That sends Ambrose Johnson to the line. If you're from Converse, Texas, you're probably born with a pair of basketball shoes on your feet. Johnson played in the Northwest Athletic Conference for Portland Community College. Talk about a coast-to-coast move from the northwest of the U.S. to East Coast Canada to Holland College for Ambrose Johnson. King Henry collects the carry. Holland up 2. The ball to the front court. That's Johnson. There's going to be a blocking foul called. I think on Matheson. It might be Micah Anderson. I think it is Micah Anderson who's going to pick that one up. Johnson will go to the line again. And I'm suddenly all out of notes on Ambrose Johnson. Nothing new I can tell you here. So let's just watch him shoot some free throws. Johnson on the line. Gives the Hurricanes the 3-point lead there. And for the 4-point lead and 2-possession lead, the minute 17 left in Q3. Here's Johnson again. ball's going to go to the Hurricanes. 53.6 left here. There is Ambrose Johnson on the take again, and he scores one more time. He is a scorer. Drawing the foul there is Gilmore. Then Gilmore to the line, 25.6. Opportunity to cut into a 6-point Hurricane lead. Sub here in for Holland College will be number 6, Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson in for Ambrose Johnson. Casimir, long distance shot, rebound. That's Gillett. Oh, Gillett just lost the handle. Oh, good track down by Micah Anderson, but it's back in the hands of the Hurricanes. A bit of scrappy play there to end the quarter. So we are going to end this quarter, though, with the Hurricanes in front again. Seesaw game. 59-55. So again, the Hurricanes put up 23 in the quarter for a second time in this game to only 17 for MSVU. Minute and a half left here between quarters. I'll be back for what should be an entertaining fourth. These teams in the seesaw battle. It was the Hurricanes +8 after 1. Mystics +2 at the half, and now the Canes back in front by 4. Let's see how this one ends. Be right back after the quarter break. Set to go here for Q4. Mystics ball to start the quarter. It's going to be Micah Anderson, Jaden Smith, Jackson Smith, Sam Gillett. And in this corner here, it's going to be Sam Gilmore. Woodside controls Woodside with Darius King-Henry, who has the ball now. Nick Mills. 6 is Nate Johnson, and 10 is Kyrell Casimir. King-Henry going to get a walk on Nate Johnson, called by Danny Patterson on the far side. He's done a fine job here With the whistle in this one has Mr. Patterson, as he usually does. Heck, I'll be generous and say always. Long shot. Oh, that would have been a important bucket there for MSVU. Instead, it's a rebound to Tyrell Casimir. Woodside. Backs in. Shoots, left that one short. Crashes the board, though. Now inside and scores two. Woodside with persistence. The swat now from Woodside on the drive by Gilmore. Corliss checks back in. Extra long rest here for the Hurricanes. And Corliss, if he can be a scoring factor in this quarter, he hasn't been all game. And again, mentioned Corliss coming off a layoff where he hasn't played much ball in the last year or two. 3 games in 3 days, a big test for Corliss. Been really good on the boards. Hasn't had much luck with the shot today. 3-pointer drops that time for Gilmore. Big bucket. And we're back to a 1-possession 3-point game. 8:18 to go in the fourth. Could be a dandy of a finish. Members of the MSVU women's team were right on top of that one on the far side, helping referee Danny Patterson with the out-of-bounds call. Got a little smile with them in the stands. Gilmore trapped inside. 3-second violation. Callahan in for Anderson. Adam Callahan, really strong 3-point shooter. Hasn't really seen the stroke in this game. Seen it lots this weekend, though, for Mr. Callahan. There is Corliss. He drives, loses a handle that's going to be out off of Casimir and over to the Mystics. Jaden Smith stops, pops, 2 points. 1-point game now, 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the fourth. Could we see our first overtime game of the tourney? Johnson can't get it to go, but he's fouled. I think this might be on Micah Anderson. No, it's going to go on Jackson Smith, 24. D'Angelo Woodside in for Nick Mills. Members of the Tommies and Mount Allison Mounties women's team here are starting to get a little loosened up here in the upper level as they prepare for their next game. With a scheduled 2 o'clock start, it's probably more, well, with 7 minutes to go. Yeah, it's probably more like 2:15 at the very least before we get that going, pending overtime. Canes in front by 3 on the Mystics here. And there's another turnover. Carry called on Casimir. Coach Kendrick holding the head there. He wanted the foul. We're going to clean the floor up here. The licky shuffle from the official. Danny Patterson doing it all here. Oh, nice move inside by Jackson Smith, but no finish. There is Michael Surer back in. Surer with the ball, now entry to the post for Woodside. Triple team, kick back out to Darius King Henry. King Henry stops, shot from 18 is good. I really like the adjustments Darius King Henry has made here all weekend long and inserted into the starting lineup here. He's looked really strong today, probably the best he's looked all weekend. He's adjusting to play in this conference is the rookie, King Henry. And there is Surer. He can shoot from deep and he lets one go. A little too strong from Michael Surer. Trailing by 5, Mystics to the front court. Jackson Smith, that shot doesn't go. Not a lot of spin on that ball either from Jackson. Usually he's got a pretty nice looking release there. Corliss launches. Bryce Corliss finally finds the ocean. Give him 3 points. And the Hurricanes pump the lead all the way up to 8 points, under 6 minutes to go. Timeout, Danny DePalma and the Mystics. I'll be back. Out of the timeout. I'm going to say it before, I'll say it this time. A little bit surprised that the Hurricanes haven't got a warning and asked to break the huddle out of timeouts and stoppages of play a bit quicker. Mystics have been ready to go several times, and the Hurricanes still in the huddle a few times. I'm a little surprised that the Mystics haven't been a little more vocal on that. Pines with the kick outside to Jaden Smith. They can't get the three-pointer to go. Pines inserted back into the game with 4 fouls. Down 8, 5.5 to go. Now is the time. That's Coach DePalma. We got to deploy ya. Chase Tynes, and there's D'Angelo Woodside going to work again. The big fella pushes the lead to 10. Callahan can't get the 3 to go. Rebound, Ambrose Johnson. Woodside doesn't get the bounce on that post move. Ahead, Matheson. I'm going to call that one goaltending. Cylinder interference, I guess, on Darius King Henry. Darius says, I can't jump up that high to get above the rim to goaltend that. I thought it was a pretty good looking block from here again. Official with floor angle, much better than my perch. I'm probably 10 feet above the basket or more from where I am upstairs here. Sometimes tough to see that call. Mystics will take the points. Ambrose Johnson looking to earn them back. 4 on 3 here for MSVU. Outside Callahan for the three-pointer. That one was left out of his hand. He knew it. So did the Hurricanes. That is Surer for Corliss. Rebound for Matheson. Again ahead for Callahan. That pass just too strong. Callahan would have needed the jetpack to catch up to that one. 4:06 to go, another timeout taken. I think this one is the Hurricanes. Each team one timeout left, if I'm reading the hand signals downstairs correctly. An 8-point game. This should be the Hurricanes ball coming out of here. Hurricanes are going to open at home against Stu. Good chance to see the Tommies again after the Tommies really put the pressure on them Friday. Of course, the Hurricanes have grown a lot since then. Bet the Tommies will want to take that same approach in this one. Mystics, they open the ACAA season at the Mounties before hosting the Tommies. ACAA.ca for all the schedules, all the stats, all the action all season long. Find all the info right at ACAA.ca. Keep up with not only basketball, but volleyball and the other ACAA sports. Check that out or follow your team's social media. I'll be along all season long. God willing, and if the creek don't rise at least, as they say. Coverage here from the pit and the Tommies action. Again, special thanks to my employer, VeroSource, Mark, Kevin, and the team there for allowing me the flexibility in schedule to be able to do things such as this. Maybe we'll take Friday afternoon off to get here to cover the tourney. Today, a couple weeks ago, to cover the Milner Invitational at RNS. There's a score from Matheson. Do appreciate that and love the work-life balance I have there at VeroSource. Ambrose Johnson with the rebound put back, leaves that short. Hotly contested rebound into the hands of Jackson Smith. Smith, corner kick, shot, release. And that's good for Callahan. There's the three. And we're into one possession, 3-point game. Adam Callahan, no question, he can shoot the Mystics right back into this one. 3 there, so now can the Mystics get a stop? Tighten this one up even more. King Henry for Surer. Surer on the outside, Ambrose Johnson. Bryce Corliss. Corliss, kick back outside. It's going to be a 24-second violation. There is the stop. Great defense by the Mystics. That'll pump them up. And the women's team on the sideline, they had a pretty good game earlier against Holland College. That one came down late as well before the Mystics closed it out. And there we tighten the score even more. It's a 1-point game. The score from Jaden Smith. Coach Kendrick uses the final timeout. That's the last one. I think we might have a sub here for Bryce Corliss. It looks like Coach Kendrick was pointing as someone's coming in maybe. Going to leave the Mystics, I think, with the only timeout remaining in this one. Referee letting him know, hey, you got no timeouts left. 2:27 to go in a 1-point game. What more can you ask for in preseason action? Knew off the top that this one should probably be a close one and a fun and entertaining one. Mystics with a big stop there on the Hurricanes. I really expected Corliss to launch the shot up. He's certainly, no matter whether he's making or missing, he's not one to be trigger shy. But full marks to the Mystic defense for getting that stop. They send out Callahan, Matheson, Tynes, Smith, and Smith. If I'm the Hurricanes, I look at this lineup for the Mystics. If I can get to the ball in the front court, I'm going to look for Woodside in the post against Tynes. Tynes playing with 4 fouls. One, it'd be great to get him out of the game. And 2, Woodside should have a post advantage against him. So it's Corliss with Johnson, King Henry, Tyrell Casimir, and D'Angelo Woodside. There's Ambrose Johnson. Here's the other score. Woodside got the post position, but it's a steal from Isaac Matheson. And the Mystics have the lead. Darius King Henry appears to have a little hand issue there as he shakes the hand. What a steal from Isaac Matheson to put the Mystics up 1. Now really, let's see if we go into the post this time. Woodside sets a high screen for Ambrose Johnson. He gets right down Broadway, out of bounds off the Hurricanes. And we're going to wipe the floor up here. Johnson went to throw out the boat anchor and just went skidding across the floor. Having a look there at King Henry, he seems to be okay, as just struck off maybe a little stinger there on the fingers. And we're in play. Mystics with the ball to the front court. Matheson. Jaden Smith scores 2 points. It's a 3-point lead. Hurricanes don't have a timeout. Back for Darius King Henry. Let's see if we look for Bryce Corliss to be the trigger man here. Ambrose Johnson, another potential 3-point shooter in the game. Darius King Henry with the handles to the bucket. Turned over to the Mystics, but Tyrell Casimir takes it back. King Henry in the corner, 1:15 to go. Corliss on the outside. That shot is up, rebound to Chase Tynes. Hurricanes had way more time there if they wanted. I think they got a reset on a shot clock. Jackson Smith crashes glass. Rebound, though, into the hands of Ambrose Johnson. Ambrose back outside to Darius King Henry. 40 seconds to go in a 3-point, 1-possession game. Hurricanes trail. There's Corliss. Too strong. Rebound. Fought for. Oh, nice move by Chase Tynes. A little behind the back. Hide the ball. Pass it off to the teammate. Only 1 team foul, so a foul situation here is not good. You got to go for the steal. They get the steal. Can the Hurricanes score 3 here in the final 10 seconds? Jump ball, tie up, possession arrow, HC. No timeouts left for Coach Kendrick. He can't draw it up. So let's see what they've got in their back pocket that they already know. 5.3, you pretty much have to take a 3. You can't foul because you only got 1 team foul. So it's going to be Corliss on the inbound. Look for Corliss as the inbounder to get the ball back. He's the danger here to me to get the ball back. That's Ambrose Johnson with the shot, blocked by Tynes. Woodside on the inside. Time's going to run out on the Hurricanes. They're going to go 0-3 here on the weekend as the Mystics go to 2-1. 73-70 MSVU. So the Hurricanes score 11 in this quarter. The Mystics get 18. That is enough to take the win here in this one. Players of the game. My guess, I'd have to think it might be Woodside. And for the Mystics, maybe Jackson Smith. Folks, thanks for watching along here. All the Mystics and Hurricanes fans all weekend long. Thanks for those who reached out, social media, those who were connected with me. Always great to have these schools come in and certainly enjoy the fan base as well. For everyone here at the Stu Tommy's, I wish these teams safe travels, men's and women's both, back to their respective campuses. Looking forward to seeing you come through Tommy Land here again later on in the year. Be back in 20 minutes or so for women's action, Stu and Mount Allison. I'm Bill Gibson, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. Come on back along here anytime on Tommy's TV.